Welcome everybody, I'm Absurdum, and as you may or may not know, the wife and I went back out to PAX East again this year, and we saw some really amazing games being made. Some of them scheduled to come out this year, some of them so very early in development, but I wanted to do a quick video really just highlighting some of the really great things that we saw. I'm super excited for all these things to come out. I think they'll be interested, and if you like my stuff, I think you might be interested too, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this video. So without any further ado, let's jump into them. First up, and this is the game that I am most excited about, is Phantom Brigade. Now, you've probably seen a trailer for this before on Steam. If you go to YouTube, you can even see alpha footage that people have had access to for a bit playing, but don't be fooled, this game has changed a lot recently. Right before PAX, they said they changed the way combat has kind of worked to be a lot less XCOM with mechs and a lot more something unique. Basically, the way it works is you can plan out all your attacks for everybody, you can see what the enemy's going to be doing on their attacks, but once you hit OK and execute, everything kind of plays out cinematically at the same time, which is a really nice and more unique feature that other games don't have. There's no coverage to hide behind, to defend behind like XCOM games, but buildings do block shots, things like that. And just because it's predicting the way the enemy will move or you'll move, it doesn't mean that's how it will play out. You can shoot out arms and legs, and if things like that happen, things will change. People will eject if they need to, things will blow up. And it's just a lot of fun. It looks like you can customize your mechs a lot too, so definitely keep an eye out for this game because it's going to be a boatload of fun. Next up is a game called Undermine. Now, I didn't actually sit down and play this game, but I did talk to the developer for a quick minute about it. Roguelikes aren't usually my thing, but sometimes they can very much be. Roguelike is a very broad genre, so it can encompass all kinds of different types of play style, but this is one of that really seemed to be something I thought I could enjoy. Basically, as you dungeon crawl and go through and explore and gather things, you're upgrading your town, but not your character. You, from what I could tell, seem to have an endless line of peasants to keep pushing through after each one dies, which is kind of dark and funny, and part of the reason why I thought it was enjoyable, but at the same time this game is also kind of cute. It seems like it could be played a bit casually, but at the same time it's an action roguelike RPG, and it seems skill-based with the boss fights, so this could be a lot of fun. Keep an eye out for it. Next up is a game called Littlewood. Now, I have seen this game around on the YouTubes and the internets before. I've seen it on Kickstarter, so it has gotten a fair amount of attention from people. But basically seems like a Stardew light, casual kind of game. There's no necessarily farming involved, but you do spend a majority of your time building up a town, making friendships, things of the like. I guess the basis of the game is you have just recently defeated the big bad evil creature, and now you're settling down for a simpler life, which is a unique twist as well. I didn't get a chance to actually play this game as the line for it was too long. I stood there for like 10 minutes and it wasn't progressing at all, so I was just like, yeah, I have to move on and do other things. But it seems very cutesy, and if you're looking for something to do that's nice, relaxing, after a long, crappy day of work or something, this is just the simple kind of game I think you might be looking for. Next on the list is Gears of Eden. Now, this is pretty much the other game from PAX that I won't shut up about. If you're willing to talk to me about PAX and what I enjoyed, this and Phantom Brigade are the two that I will pretty much talk to you all day about. But this is a game where you play as a sentient robot that just woke up on an asteroid. He doesn't know what's going on around him, and he needs to try to figure that out. There's a lot of exploration, crafting, equipment, inventory management, base building, and this is really just the alpha version of it. If you go to the website, which I will have in the description for all these games, go to the website, they'll pretty much give you an alpha key to try out. The development team that I met, they're all really nice guys, super active on their Discord, they're great to talk to, they do streams of the game, talk about the development. They were just a lot of fun and a great pleasure. So I very much recommend checking out this game if you're into this genre at all. I think this is one that's going to grow and turn into just a really awesome game, and I'm super excited. I hope they get funded really, really well and are able to basically make this game as quickly as they can, because I want to play it as quickly as I can. So definitely keep an eye out on it. The next game that I'm excited to talk to you guys about is a game called Neverdark. This is a game that takes place in the future after basically all lights and communication have gone dark, and as you would expect in a world where that would happen, the apocalypse kind of, well, starts. But eventually civilization gets its roots back, societies start to grow, and here you are in one of the old cities fighting each other for survival, of course. But what's really great about this game is it has two layers to it. It has a possible real-time strategy kind of overview, which takes place in, right now, 3 different cities, New York, Tokyo, or Paris, that are actually the maps of the cities, which is really cool. And then for combat, there is a turn-based style combat system. However, it wasn't being demoed, so I couldn't really see it, but there is also a feature where you don't have to do that. So if that's not your thing, you don't have to do turn-based combat. You can kind of auto-resolve it. But if you don't want to go the combat route, you don't have to. You can also peacefully make allies, join forces, and there's a bunch of different ways to win the game. It's not just fight, fight, fight. There seems to be different ideals that you can take as a society. The game seems to be in very early development and maybe just got picked up from publisher from what I was talking to with the developer. So a lot of specific details weren't really discussed, but I expect great things from this game. I just hope it comes out soon because it also looks really fun and is unique to the genre as well. Next on the list is a game called Nightcall. Now this is a genre that I don't usually play much of, but this one was actually a lot of fun to demo. They had a really cool setup, and basically you play as a taxi driver in Paris. You go around town and you basically try to solve who in your taxi cab that you've been driving around is a serial killer. The game is procedurally made, so every time you play there's a different killer. You can go around different dialogue options and have choices, and it was a lot of fun. On top of that, the development team that was there was a really great group of people. They were actually picking people from the crowd to get drawn in as characters for possible suspects. My wife was actually one of them, so if you see her, do pick her. It's probably her. But that's really a cool feature to see random people get picked out and put in like that. And overall, I think this is a game, if it's the right price, or if you're super into these kinds of games, could be a tremendous amount of fun. So also look out for that too. Well, that's the end of it. I want to real quickly wrap this up and thank everyone for watching this video. Please let me know what you think. If you're excited for any of these games, do tell me. I want to know what people have to say about this. If you enjoyed this and you want to see me play any of these games in the future, do subscribe and like this video because I'm sure I will be. And I hope to see everyone soon. Have a great day.